Hello everybody and welcome once again. Here we are for another edition of Inside the Headset. I'm with head coach of the Blackman Blaze, Philip Shadowens. Coach, last Friday night you played the Indy Eagles, came away with a win, started preparation for this week, and you did talk a little bit on Saturday, but now that you've had a chance more or less to review the film of the Indy Blackman Blaze game, was there anything extra you found in the video? Or
played exceptionally hard, played really physical football, and I thought the physicality by our part changed the game. It was a dominant game on our part, even though the scoreboard just said 20-7. You know, it really, we had mid 300s on offense, held them to just a little bit over 100 yards. I thought we dominated the game from start to finish, but we didn't finish some things we should have finished early on. You know, we fumbled on the 1 foot line first drive, and then at the end of the game we took a knee on the 2 or 3 for victory. So we dominated, but didn't finish drives very well, and so we had a lot of things we can work on because we made lots of mistakes. But I thought if you play that hard, that physical, you got a chance to win.
Well, 2s and 3s, you get a chance to get some guys in and maybe and try some new things with any of the guys that you were running other than your starters?
What, against Indy?
Yes.
No, it was a close game. I mean, it was a close game the entire time. So, I mean, we played some 2s and 3s out of necessity.
Yes, sir.
Because it's opening week, but we didn't get a chance to shuffle, kids just to get a chance to look at them. I mean, we had to play the kids who gave us the best chance to win. We had a lot of kids to get to play. But it was a tough football game. They're a good football team, and they're picked 8th in the mid-state for a reason. And it took a great effort on our part to win.
Was you pleased with tempo?
Yeah, I thought tempo was pretty good. We lost tempo a couple times on offense and drives because of some of the verbiage. We had a new quarterback playing who's still struggling some with our verbiage, but getting better every day and getting better every week. So he can do a lot of good things. And so all in all, I was fairly pleased with tempo. I just wasn't pleased with the fact we didn't finish in drives.
Let's move on. Tomorrow night, Tony Brunetti comes in here to the Inferno, and you'll take on the Firebirds. Tell the Blackman Blaze fans a little bit about the Firebirds.
We're going to find a team that's exceptionally big. And this year, unlike last year, they spread the field on offense. Last year, they were kind of all pro formation. They had a freshman quarterback playing and wanted to really take care of him. But this year it's a little bit different. They spread the field and try to throw the ball around a whole bunch and try to put their athletes in space, and that makes them more dangerous. Last week they did a lot of great things on offense, scored 26 points, 27 points, but turned it over 5 times. And that was the difference in the game. They were a much better football team, I thought, than Cane Ridge. But yet, when you have 5 turnovers, you lose football games, and that's what happened to them last week. So they're exceptionally dangerous. And if we don't come ready to play tomorrow night, we'll lose. I've told our kids that. I mean, I don't lie to our kids. So if we come ready, we play hard, we play focused, we'll win. If we don't come ready and focused, we'll lose. I mean, it's that simple. They're good enough to beat us because athletically they're really good.
And a lot of people don't realize it, but last year they signed 7 guys, Coach. I mean, they've got talent on that side of the ball. It's walking the halls down at Pearl Cone.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of talent in the field tomorrow night. I mean, maybe as much as anybody we play all year long. And people say, well, they're just 4A, and that can't be the case. Well, just come watch. I mean, you'll see as much talent on the field tomorrow night from them as you will against anybody we play all year long. And they're a metro school. They don't get to practice maybe the way we do at times. They don't get all the off-season program like we have in our county and some other counties have. And that's probably the difference. We get to develop our kids a little more maybe than they do from a football standpoint. But athletically, they'll be more athletic from top to bottom than we'll be. So we got to come with great focus and great intensity and great physicality. And if we do that, we win. If we don't, we lose.
Special teams, how did you do Friday night? And
not very good. I wasn't very pleased with that. I mean, nothing bad. We did get an extra point block, but that was really on the kicker. He left way too late, and they blocked it from the edge. I mean, there's nobody to block out there. So average at best, I would say average at best. We got to get better there. We did some good things on a kickoff return. The opening kickoff to the opponent's 40 was good. Handled their punt really good. They punted a ton of times. We handled it really well. We didn't have to punt all night long, so that's always nice. We don't have to punch. You had a good night offensively. That's why the score should have been different. I mean, we didn't punt once all night long, and we scored 20 points. That don't sound right. Those stats don't mesh together. So, but all in all, I'd give our special teams a C. We got to get better there, and if we get, and we will. We've worked hard on that all year long. Got a new kicker who's getting more confidence, and and I put a lot of pressure on him, and I do that for a reason because on Friday nights you're going to feel pressure. So, I expect us as time goes to really improve that part of our game, and I hope we see that tomorrow night.
Anything you want to add more about this other than I'd like to just add one thing. I hear a lot of good things about the youth football, and I mentioned it earlier, but how's that going? How is the youth football program? And we talked about it. Is it still moving pretty good here?
It is. We got about 300 kids in our program first year. I mean, that's remarkable. That's 300 football players, about 100 cheerleaders. So you're talking about close to 400 kids
It's a lot of time.
that are participating here in a Blackman youth program. And it's not for Blackman High School football, by the way. Everybody thinks because of the name. No, it's because they're using our facilities, and the middle school allows us to practice over there in their grounds, and the elementary school allows the same thing to happen. But there was nothing on this side of town. It needed to happen, and we stepped up. Dwayne Beasley, our president, Mr. Shelton across the street, allowing us to use that facility, and we allowed them to use our facility here for their games. And so last 2 weeks we've had games here. 15 games 2 weeks ago, 10 or 12 last week. It's great to see a lot of kids enjoying the game of football, and we have good facilities here, and so why not let them use them?
Sure.
For kids, and it's all about serving kids and showing them the game of football, and I appreciate all those volunteers that you have, all those coaches. We have 15 or 16 teams. That takes a lot of volunteers.
Oh man.
And so that's been a great commitment from a lot of people, and we certainly appreciate all those people who have volunteered that. And it's just great to see kids playing football. We got kids zoned to every school in our county, so it's not for Blackman High School. And I want to make sure I keep saying that, because I want people to understand it's not for Blackman High School.
I know
Will we eventually see some gain from that? Well, sure we will.
Yeah.
But so will Riverdale and Siegel and Smyrna and Stewart's Creek when it's built. I mean, it's for everybody. It's for kids. It's not about me. It's not about Blackman football when it comes to those youth. It's about kids loving the game of football, and I want to expose them to them at an early age. And we've put in different requirements in our league than most leagues have. And we only get 3 days a week of practice, no more than an hour and a half per day, and only 2 days a week in pads. And because we want to teach fundamentals, we want to teach kids that football can be a fun sport. It's not about mismatching and putting some big kid against a little kid. We want to show them a positive experience, teach them fundamentals, and if we win games, that's even more of a positive. And we've won quite a few of these first 2 weeks, and that's been a positive. But it's more about teaching kids the love of the game.
It's a lot of fun. I did it many years ago. So anyway, well, let's wrap it up. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here at the Inferno. Y'all come out and watch the Blaze and the Firebirds.